Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on The Quick Draw, it's all about how you prefer to shoot off when we take a look at the Stradavar. Alrighty, so as you all may know, I am a massive sucker for weapons with unique mechanics. So when I saw the Stradavar could swap between two different fire modes, I got all kinds of excited. Not even the mediocre stats could stop my enthusiasm for its potential. But after the fourth Forma, I had to give up the ghost. Frankly, this son of a gun is as pretty as it is boring. Now, you can pick up the Stradavar's blueprint in the market for 20,000 credits. Just be aware that it does require Mastery Rank 8 to craft. Yes, you heard right, Mastery Rank 8! Apparently, to our surprise, this isn't a beginner weapon. Now, if you are so enthralled by how goddamn beautiful this thing is that you absolutely need it now, because let's face it, that's probably the only reason you're going to be rushing out to get it, you can pick it up in the market pre-built along with a weapon slot and catalyst for 230 plat. Now, its primary damage type is Puncture, followed fairly closely by Slash with a small sprinkle of Impact. Okay, so this is an interesting combo because Puncture is great against armored targets, while Slashing suffers against them. The lack of impact and Puncture's innate resistance makes this a bit rough against heavily shielded units. So if we're only talking about its base damage spread, the Stradavar solely excels against fleshy and infested enemies. And for everything else, ensure you're using the appropriate elemental combo in order to deal the optimal amount of damage. Okay, so getting the basics out of the way, the Stradavar doesn't really have anything too spectacular about it. It's got a low critical chance, even lower status chance, and a base damage that puts it alongside the lines of the standard Karak. I know, tragic, right? The only thing that this weapon's really got going for it is its accuracy, fire rate, and magazine size, which, to be completely honest, are just slightly better than okay. And after a decent amount of playtesting, I haven't found any modding tricks to really do anything to make this more interesting. Which brings us to the only thing that is unique about it. So the mechanic they introduced with the Stradavar is its ability to swap between full auto and semi-auto, which can be toggled back and forth by hitting your alt fire key. Now, swapping to semi-auto halves the fire rate and gives you 10% more base critical chance, which honestly doesn't feel like the greatest trade-off in the world. The increase feels so minuscule that even with a couple crit boosting mods, I wouldn't have noticed it at all if it hadn't been data mined. In my personal opinion, the swap over should have felt fairly dramatic, yet still very effective play experiences. At this point, I don't really feel like the 10% more crit is really worth swapping over to the semi-auto function at all. Literally, it feels like balls on a dildo. What the fuck is the benefit in that? It doesn't really do anything. Nobody wants to fondle plastic balls, nor do they want to swap over to semi-auto without a substantial benefit. Now, speaking of questionable decisions, can we actually, wait a minute. I'm gonna toss up a quick disclaimer here. I got really bored with the build and I needed to do something interesting with it, so don't judge me on this one. I tossed on a couple of crit mods to shake things up a bit and it feels fine. But legitimately, I think you may be better off with tossing both of them and either strengthening the elemental combo and adding a Bane mod, or adding in a second elemental combo. Either way, it's still gonna be boring. Now, can we talk? Alrighty, so one of the things that completely throws me off is the fact that this weapon is Mastery Rank 8. For reference, the Soma, Penta, and Opticore are Mastery Rank 6. The Severus and the Toncore are Mastery Rank 5, the Heck is Mastery Rank 4, and not a single one of the bows that matter are Mastery Rank gated at all. Legitimately, the Stradavar is like the law where you can't buy porn in a sexy time shop until you're 18. Who the fuck even cares? Because all the good shit is free on the internet anyway. All you gotta do is click that yes I'm 18 button and you're on your way to Ejaculation City. I mean, how the fuck do porn shops even stay in business anymore? You can literally have dragon dildos delivered to your house without having to show your face anywhere. It's the same level of confusion I have with the damn Stradavar. Why would a Mastery Rank 8 player choose this versus any of the other previous options available to them? Why would you swap to semi-auto if you gain little to no benefits with a full auto? And the biggest damn question is, why the hell did they waste such a gorgeous model on such a boring weapon? It's kind of like one of those super hot porn stars that refuse to do any of the kinky shit. What a fucking waste. Now, let's get back to the quick draw. So all in all, the Stradavar is a bit of a disappointment, with nothing that really sets it apart from the pack, aside from its ability to swap its trigger type, which really doesn't provide the weapon with any advantages. It feels like a mediocre rifle meant for a much lower mastery rank bracket, especially since it comes with 2V polarities, which would make it easier for new players with limited access to Forma to toss on some meaningful mods. However, since it's gated at mastery rank 8, they won't be able to take advantage of that until they reach a level where they'll have access to much nicer things. Because when all you've got are good looks, sure, you may get played with for an hour or two, but don't be surprised when you end up getting tossed for something with a little more substance. So thank you all for watching another episode of The Quick Draw. If you haven't already caught it, be sure to check out the previous episode where I covered Vulcan Blitz, as well as a very old yet interesting creation of mine covering another pretty yet ineffective weapon, the Lado Prime. Now, don't forget to do all the things that I asked you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, all hail Pornhub, here at A Gay Guy Plays. Where's the next ball? Give me all them balls! Give me all them balls, I'm gonna put them right in your face! Ooga booga booga booga!